and today we are going to look at some of the HTML examples, some basic stuff that is there. We already went over some of them in introduction, and I just wanted to make sure that we understand them properly and go over that. So I'm starting from a very scratch Sublime document. I've just created this. I've called it index.html. If I open this in browser, you'll probably see that it's just an empty HTML website with nothing in it. So if I go to view page source, you'll probably see nothing because we don't have anything in here. Now an HTML document must start with a doc type or something that is called a document type declaration. Now a document type declaration, usually what we do is we just say exclamation mark with the angular bracket and say doc type, and we define what type of document this is, and I'll say HTML. So this is what the HTML document itself begins with HTML, even though we specified that this is a HTML document, but this is how you know where the HTML document starts with, and it ends with /HTML. So this is how I know. Now Sublime Text automatically helps me in closing as soon as I put slash, and it recognizes what is the starting one, and it will close the tag for me. Now inside this, if I want some body, I can add body, close body tag, and I can say hello world. So this can be a very first web page. Now if I go back, refresh this page, and you'll see hello world over there. Usually you don't even need sometimes to add anything, as long as the web page is called or the file is saved as HTML. You refresh it just to show that we've changed something. So you don't need anything, any tags or anything. You can just write some text and it will work, but you want to format eventually your web page properly, so you would need all these different tag elements over there. Now inside this, now let's go more in detail about the doc type. Now the doc type declaration represents the document type and helps browser to display web pages correctly. Now it must appear once at the top of the page before any of these HTML tags. Now doc type is not case sensitive, so you can write it however you want. Also, this is how we used to specify before. Now for HTML, what HTML5, we specify doc type HTML. That's how the browser knows that it's a HTML5 document that we're using. Now HTML has bunch of different elements. Let's go over some of the basic ones. Now inside this body, I am going to close this. I'm going to create a bunch of hello world. Now if you see here, what I'm doing is I'm putting them in different lines, but when I run this, I'll see that they show up in the same line. The reason is because it doesn't understand the next line character unless you specifically say BR, for example, which is a break line. But I'm not going to use that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the headings part. Now we already used one of them, which is the H1 tag. So there are a bunch of different heading tags. If you look at this is how H1 looks like. There's H2. I'm going to close that. There is H3. I'll close that. There's H4 tag. So these heading tags go from H1 to H6. And I'm going to show you how they look like just in a second. We close them. So if you see, this is how these different heading tags look like. Now some of the heading tags might be even smaller than actual text. For example, if I say hello world, you see this heading tag 6 is smaller than the actual text of the page. I can always increase the size just so that I'm increasing my browser to 150% just to see how it looks like. Now once I've done with this, next thing that I want to do is go over some of the other tags, which is the paragraph tags. So paragraph tags start with P. Again, these tags are not case sensitive, so you can always use capital or small, doesn't matter, but it looks nicer if you use smaller tags just so that it's all uniform. Next I'm going to show you so let's say if I want to add some more text to it, so I'm going to go to lepsum.com. This is a website that I use to generate text. So I can say I want to generate 5 paragraphs. It generates 5 paragraphs. I can copy them. I can add them here, and Make sure I properly align them. Now created 5 paragraphs here, and I'm going to make sure that they're properly aligned and displayed. And now I already have a closing tag here, so I'm going to just use that. So a 5 paragraph, if I go back to my browser, refresh this, you'll see the 5 paragraphs are displayed here. Now next thing that I want to do is I want to create links. So if I want to use a particular link, so for example, if I want to go to my website from this particular web page, I can use this. I want to go to this link. Now if I just write it down like that, it will just display as the link. Let me remove this for now so we can see more clearly. So I have this text just displayed like that, but I want to display it as a link. So what I can do is I can use something called as a link, a tag, and inside that I'm going to say the reference is this particular link. Now I can close it. Now if I just do this, there'll be nothing displayed because I need to some content. So I'm going to leave my name over there, and you'll see it creates that website, the text displays it here and makes it a link, and I click on it, it goes there. So that's a basic web links that is there. If I want to so inside this, as you can see that a is saying that this is a link. The href attribute specifies where the link should point to, and there's more attributes for this, but we'll look at that in later videos. Next thing that I want to show you is html images. Now to display an image, you use an image tag. So for example, image goes something like this. I can, and image tags can be self-closing, so you don't need a closing tag for them, but I need to provide a source for this. Source meaning what is the image that I want to use. So let's say if I go to a particular Google search and I'm going to say Paris images. I like an image. I can get the link to this image, so say copy link address, and provide that as the link address here. And once I have that, I can also give an alt tag, which is for browsers which can't display images. It will display this text over there instead of the image. So I'm going to say Paris, and I can give width and height. Without that, this is how it will look like. Okay, this link looks like it's broken. It's not able to because of the URL. Let's say src equal to. Oh, let's look at. Let's go back. Click on that one of the links. Say open, or I probably took the link for that, not the actual image. So I can say here copy image address. That's what I want. Yes, this was the one that I was playing with. Copy image address, remove this and paste that. Go back and you'll see the image is displayed. Now the image is really huge and takes over the entire page here. What I want to do is I don't want to display it the entire page. So what I can do here is I can say width equal to 500, and it will display it as width of 500. I want it in the next line, so we can use that br tag. We want same as the link, and it displays here. So you can change this to however you want. Usually what it does is it kind of keeps the aspect ratio, so when you change the width, it will accordingly fix the height for you. If you try to give width and height both, the problem is now it's a uh, image, sorry, a rectangle one, and I'm trying to make it a square, so it might look a little bit different. So usually what I do is I just use one of them just so that the other one is automatically adjusted. So that's the image tags. uh, and also before I've shown you this is the source code, but if you want to see the source code, you can always right click and say view page source, and it will show you the code for this particular page. So this is the basic HTML elements that I wanted to go over with. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thank you.